Okay, now that you have your template in place, I want to show you how you can use this template and use the pages in the template multiple times. I think probably the first step that you'll want to take is number one, to reserve one of these module templates, this one you just imported, as your basis for duplication for your other modules. Now, to keep it clear which template is your template for duplication, we're going to rename a lot of these pages, quizzes, and assignments. So let me just show you how to do that. There's two ways to do it, and I'm going to show you the easy way. The easy way to change the name is to click, for this case, we're going to change the name of this module 1. We're going to change the name by clicking over here on the More Options kebab, click Edit, and then we can just simply rename it here. We'll call this Template Module. Update the module. We don't need to change Engage, but we might want to change this first Overview and To-Do List. And again, the easy way is to click the More Options button, Edit, and that will allow you to just edit the name. So I'm going to call this Template, Overview, and To-Do List, and Update. The other process is a little bit more involved, and I'll show you why it's harder. If we wanted to change this presentation here, we would click on it, click Edit, and then edit the title here, Presentation Template. Then click Save. And then we have to go back over to Modules, scroll down, and do it again. All right, so you can see that, yes, this method right here where you click the More Options button, edit, and then just change the name, update, is going to be the easiest way to do something like changing a name. So I'm going to complete changing the name in this template module so that I am aware that all of these are the templates, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm done renaming all of this items in my template module, and now what I want to do is I want to duplicate this module. To duplicate, you're going to go over to these three buttons, but we're about to have a problem. I'll go ahead and click that, but I don't see the duplicate option. That is because, whoops, expand. You cannot duplicate a quiz. So what you need to do, and this does not delete it, this simply removes this quiz from the template, say OK, and then you can duplicate this module. So as soon as you get the quiz out of there, you can duplicate it. Now, that means whenever it comes time to do multiple quizzes, you might want to go into that quiz template, copy the prettiness in the quiz details and paste that in, and then go about editing your other quizzes. Let me go ahead and duplicate this module. And now I have a module copy. Okay, so I've copied everything in that module. And then what I would do is I would go in, and this is kind of the brainstorming. How am I going to use this module? I might say module 1. Let's do a course about aviation. Module 1, Principles of Lift. Update module. Okay. Now I want to edit this template overview, and I want to keep, I think, overview and to-do list. So I'm going to go ahead and edit that. I think the best naming convention continues to use that module 1. Module 1, overview and to-do list. We want to get rid of this word copy. Update. And then we have this presentation. We'll edit that, and we'll say, maybe we don't need module 1 here, but let's call it presentation wing shapes. Update. Now, let's say I also have an additional presentation where I want to talk about propeller shapes, for example. I don't have to copy the entire module. I can duplicate just a single page. And when you duplicate it, it puts it right down below, and then I can go in and edit the name of that, and we'll call it Presentation Propeller Design. Update. So if I wanted 2 or 3 or more of those presentation pages, I can simply just duplicate that page. Group discussion, let's see. We can edit that, and this will be, I think with things where you're expecting participation, it's a good idea to include the module number in it, module 1, and then maybe lift discussion. And update. Same thing with this assignment. I think for things that live inside the module that are completed during the module, it's best to keep that module 1 identifier, and we'll just call this module 1 sketch wing profiles assignment update. And you notice we don't have a quiz. Let's say we did want to add a quiz in here. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to click the plus button. We'll probably just add a new quiz and give it the name Module 1 Lift Quiz. If you needed to, you could go ahead and put it in the correct assignment group if you have that already set up. Add the item. And then drag it into that evaluate. And perhaps we'll go ahead and edit the name of this. Call it Module 1 Wrap Up. Update. Okay, now here's what that does. It renames the pages in there, and I'm going to show you why that's important. Let's go to the Pages index. We'll view all pages. Now you can easily see which pages you have actually renamed and which pages are your template pages. This way you can kind of keep it clear when it comes time to edit these pages to make them look the way you want them to. But more importantly, when you go into discussions, especially if you're going to be duplicating a lot of modules, you see we have this group discussion template. Right now it's published. We probably don't want it published because that's our template. We're going to use that to make our other discussions. So we'll unpublish that. The course Q&A, you probably want to keep that. That's for general course questions. And then this Module 1 lift discussion, you know, is one that is something you want to keep. You may even want to make it a graded discussion. Likewise, in assignments. When you look at the assignments, you'll see a number of assignments that are built by duplicating quizzes or duplicating modules. And some of these individual assignments like this template that we're just keeping because it's a template, we don't really want it in an assignment group that's going to affect the grade because we're never going to use this. So first we might want to unpublish it and then create a group called template group and drag those items which are just kind of repositories for the prettiness, for the cosmetics. I know this is a real quiz because I named it. I know this is a real discussion because I named it. I know this is a real assignment because I named it. This quiz is not a real quiz. I'm going to need to drop it down here and unpublish it. And then you might also want to make sure that the template group has a weighting of 0 and is never published. So I'm going to go ahead and create my assignment group weights and just make sure that it's 0. I might want to, maybe I know what this is going to be. That's 90%. Something like that. And now my template group is 0% of the final grade and nothing. that's in here that's just a placeholder, a place to copy, will come across. All right. So that is how you're going to use the module and how you can duplicate the module so that you can use the same, give a similar visual feel to all of your content. Okay, now, if you wanted to get started on Unit 2, let me show you that, or Module 2. I can't duplicate this module yet because I have a quiz in it. But you're thinking, but I want the quiz in it. Yeah, you do. But to duplicate the entire module, you still have to remove the quiz from the module. Okay. Then we will duplicate the module and then come back and add that quiz that we had and we've named Module 1 Lift Quiz back into Module 1, drag it to where it goes, and you're good to go. Okay, so that is duplicating these template items so that you can then go back in and edit them. In the next video, we're going to look at the process of editing these placeholders to make them the way you want them to function in Canvas. See you then.